The best way to display and analyse data depends on the reason we're collecting the data in the first place. When undertaking quality improvement work in healthcare, we're looking for a way to do this that helps us drive our improvements, and run charts are a really simple tool we can use to do this. A run chart is simply a line graph where we have time along the x-axis and whatever you're looking to measure up the y-axis. So this is usually a good thing you're looking to increase or a bad thing you're looking to decrease. Now that we have these axes, let's start by plotting a traditional audit cycle, and then we'll begin to morph things into a run chart and we'll look at the differences between the two. The biggest difference you'll notice is that in quality improvement we have continuous data collection, and this is an element of the chart that we'll return to time and time again throughout the video. Okay, so if we were to plot an audit cycle over time, we would get something that looks a bit like this. Usually enough data is collected that sufficiently represents practice, and this might be done on one day or over a short period of time. After the first set of data is collected, recommendations for practice are usually made, and then further data is collected in the future after those recommendations have been implemented. This process usually takes a number of months, and many audits are done quarterly, for example. What you'll notice is that each of the elements here, both sets of data collection and implementation of recommendations, appear like single point in time events, when in fact we have this large gap in the middle where no data is being collected and we actually don't have any idea what's going on. As a result, we only have one opportunity to see whether our changes to practice have improved anything at all, and that's at the second data collection. Like I mentioned earlier, one of the ways quality improvement methods are advantageous is because the data collection is continuous. So in this example here, the first data collection of this audit was 50 case notes. However, what would be better is if we had 10 case notes, but over 5 weeks. Overall, we've looked at the same number of case notes, we've done the same amount of work, but because the data is spread over different points in time, we have a richer view of what's actually going on the ground. This is because almost by definition, data points collected at multiple points in time are under different conditions, and this cancels out any misleading results we get from our audit taken on a single day or a single week, where that might have been a particularly good or particularly bad week and we won't know. You might be looking at those data points of 10 patients each, and your gut tells you that that isn't a very big sample, but for doing quality improvement work and with run charts, 10 to 20 patients is more than enough usually, as long as it's collected continuously. So we'll continue our data collection, and one other change we'll make is our ideas about what might improve practice. We won't implement them all at once, we'll stagger them. And because our data collection is continuous, we get quite quick feedback about whether they've worked or not. And of course, when we do make those changes to practice, we don't just implement them, we use the PDSA cycle to maximize our learning. And now we pretty much have a run chart, so let's just go over some of the advantages that this brings. Firstly, because we've staggered our changes, we have more opportunities to learn about which of these work or don't work. Secondly, because after each of these changes we're collecting data continuously, we get rapid feedback about whether they're working or not. Thirdly, regardless of whether our interventions are even having any impact or not, because our data collection is so frequent, we're still getting that richer picture about what's happening, especially compared with lumping all the data together into one big average. And lastly, when coming to present your work or tell others, run charts help you tell a story about what you did, when you did it, and the impact it had. The last thing we need to make this run chart complete is to plot our median line. So this is calculated from our baseline before we've done any changes and projected forward in time. The medians then reset if we get 6 consecutive points either all above or all below the median. In the next video in this series, we'll take a look at why it's 6 points you need to shift your median, and how this relates to traditional statistics such as the use of p-values. Thank you so much for watching. We've got a couple more videos in this series on run charts. Please let us know what you think, or if you have any other QI video ideas we could work on. But other than that, thank you, and we'll see you next time.